Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me today to go over the year with our athletic programs. We've had a very successful year and look forward to continuing the success in the following year. Between all our sports, football, men's and women's soccer, baseball, softball, basketball, men's and women's, track and cross country, men's and women's, wrestling, cheerleading and dance, golf, men's and women's, and volleyball, we had a participation of 298 men and 186 women. One of our goals for the following year is to up that number with the women, and we plan on doing that over providing information for tryouts for each individual sport. Academically, I thought we did really well this year. 10 out of the 17 teams that we have are receiving GPAs above a 3.0. 6 of those 10 were women's teams. Those teams were women's soccer, softball, men's and women's track, cross country, cheerleading, volleyball, wrestling, and men's golf. We also had a very heavy influence of the Honor Society, and 202 of those being student athletes. Men was the highest with the Honor Society. Men had 145 participants, with the women having 100. Athletics, I thought it was a very successful year. I had a couple district champions and a couple that made it on to the state tournament. So participation in districts. Football, they made it to the district semifinal. For soccer, men, they lost in the district quarterfinal. Women actually won the district championship and made it on to state. Baseball lost in the quarters. Softball won their district championship, made it on to state. Men's basketball also made it on to state by winning the district championship, and the women, unfortunately, were finalists in the district tournament. The track teams had a 4th place finish, and for the men and the women's, ended up finishing 3rd in the district. For cross country, men finished 5th and women finished 2nd. Wrestling, I thought we did really well between all our participants at 35. The team ended up finished 2nd in the district, but we had 4 champions in terms of individuals. Men's team for golf made 6th place in the district tournament, and women's team made 5th. Volleyball made it up to the semifinals of the district tournament. And then our state participants. Women lost in the 2nd round of the tournament to the eventual champions. Softball lost in the quarterfinals. Basketball was the favorite of us, and they ended up being state championships, the 5th time in their history. Wrestling, we have 1 loss in the 1st round, 2 that ended up losing in the semis, and 1 made it all to the finals until they lost to the eventual state championship. So altogether, I thought we had a really protective year in terms of athletics and looked forward to continuing that. Community service and philanthropy, I thought, was our biggest strength this past year. We had events such as Bark in the Park, where we had a homeless shelter for animals show up to one of the games, and actually had a couple that ended up getting adopted to families. We had a teacher appreciation night. We are student athletes, and we want to work as well with the faculty as possibly can. So we had a couple of these nights throughout the fall, winter, and spring. And I thought we had a really good turnout for it. And like I said, the teacher, I thought, really appreciated the gesture, and we'd look to continue that next year. Supporting the National Guard, and we have one of the soccer games was a Kick It for Cancer, where I thought we end up raising a lot of money out of that for a good cause. We had a club night with local clubs between whether it be AAU or baseball, soccer, track, whatever it might be. They had their own little club night where kids could participate in the event. Between our many camps that we help out with the local area between all the sports, and then had a late night with their basketball, we would close out the gym and was more of a student participant, not just the athletes. And I thought it was a huge success. And this just closes out to our budget. They had a couple sports that actually went over budget between football, basketball, wrestling, and softball. If you notice, though, we had a lot of success in those sports as well, and I thought they made it up through their fundraising. So where we went over budget, but not a slim margin. We ended up raising $30,000 in fundraising. We made $5,000 in camps, and then we had $50,000 in sponsorships that we got throughout the year. Something we're going to have to look forward to next year is the insurance due to the sports that we have in the intent sports, especially football. We're going to have to redo our insurance next year. So something to look forward to. Usually it's mainly because of football and the concussions that are going around. They're just trying to be more safe. I want to thank you again for having me today. We're relatively incident free this year and look forward to continuing that tradition next year. Thank you for the support this past year. Athletics are a great outlet for young adults and not possible without your help. Thank you.